register, by the way.
Tim Wilkinson, also of Brighton Pavilion CLP, the home of references back. The NEC is required to present the NEC report to conference. The only place I can see that being done is in the CAC report, so this seems the appropriate time at which to move reference back of the NEC report. Specifically, the section on page 105.
It's not the appropriate time to remove reference
can you
back
tell
of
me
the
what
NEC report.
then? Can you tell me what then is?
Harry will tell you.
Sorry?
Harry will tell you when he comes to reply. Thank you.
Will he definitely specify a time?
I called a woman over there. I called a woman
Thank you
over
for that
there
guarantee.
who seems to have disappeared.
And Tim, Brighton Pavilion, with regarding referencing back, delegates are not able to reference back in terms of the NEC report for the CAC.
Thank you very much, Harry. Okay, now that Harry has dealt with those points, we have the CAC report before us, and I think colleagues are willing to accept that report and get on. Obviously, some of the issues raised we will be returning to during the week. Bear with me while I turn the page. Yeah. This is a sad bit. Thank you, Diana. We now need to formally adopt those financial statements. Is that accepted by conference? Thank you. And can we also accept the NEC report as a whole, please? Thank you, conference. We now turn to the Merit and Best Practice Awards, I think, or have I turned over 2 pages? No, I haven't. Good. Right. The General Secretary will now introduce this year's Best Practice Award.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused, Chair. You've just asked...
Organisation, Chair.
Ian Drummond, Edinburgh Eastern CLP. Thank you. I'm a little confused. You've just asked, tried to sort of wave through the NEC report. Does the conference accept it or not? But the chair of the CAC earlier, when he was asked about this, in his report said that we can't vote on remitting back the NEC report. So which one is it? Because I personally, most of what's in the NEC report is probably good or neutral. I'd personally like a chance to vote against it, since it includes these bans and prescriptions that have included kicking out Ken Loach, who last time I was a delegate, the mere mention of his name got a standing ovation, and now he's being chucked out. And I'm not now, nor have I ever been a witch hunter, and I think a lot of us don't want to be in this party, and I think we want to welcome people like Ken Loach back.
Okay, you said it was a point of order.
Well, a point of order is,
Yeah,
if we do have a vote on the NEC, let's have it.
I've got your point of order. First of all, I'm afraid there's a bit of a misunderstanding, and maybe I know Harry did his best to explain it as clearly as he could. It is not possible in our standing orders to refer back anything but policy documents. You can't refer back the NEC report. You can vote against it, and if you wish to do so, your opportunity was when I asked conference if the NEC report was agreed. So, thank you very much. I was really hoping that was going to be a genuine point of order, because they're so rare, but never mind. David, please do the best practice awards. Now moving to the Equalities Report. But before we begin this debate, if it really is, I was about to mention the sad case of Sabina Nessa. Is your point of order more important than that, colleague? If you feel it's genuinely pressing. Well, they aren't always, but yes, okay. Well, I'm not hearing any more. I was just going to say that as we come into the Equality Report, I think it's right for us to bear in mind the sad case of Sabina Nessa, who was killed last Saturday.
Jerry Lerner, Labour International, 123, fourth time delegate to conference. My point of order refers to section 5.b in the standing orders, voting on resolutions. Point 1, voting on resolutions, reports, proposals and references back shall be, not might be, shall be by show of hands. Now I've been here 4 times as a delegate. I've been approached by first-time delegates saying, what the hell is going on here? And the NEC report is a report. Standing orders say it should be show of hands. I didn't have a show of hands. I didn't vote yes, I didn't vote no. I wasn't given a chance. It was quickly rushed through. I think we should have a vote. Those are standing orders, unless the chair, of course, can show something that contradicts the standing orders. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate. You've made a point which 1 or 2 people have made or hinted at already. I simply say to you, I'm trying to save the time of conference so that we can actually debate issues of substance and policy, such as violence against women and girls. Time spent in taking, of course, we have proper procedures, and quite rightly too, for taking votes and making sure that people consent. I said to conference, did people accept the NEC report? And there was a murmur of agreement, and nobody called for a vote then, and I am not taking one now. Preach.
Before I start, I would just point out we are running around 1 hour late according to the agenda. I want to spend as much time as we possibly can addressing and allowing delegates to engage in the debate and not to be raising pointless points of order. I am therefore going to move on. Can you not approach unless you're called, please? Thank you. Can you not approach the rostrum unless you're called? Thank you. So I'm going to move on.
Formal ballots or not on CAC reports.
There will be ballots coming up in a while. If you take a seat.
If you take a seat. Will there be a ballot on this morning's CAC report, a proper ballot?
No, that's been approved.
Hell.
That's been approved. Thank you. So, conference. We have a lot of business to get through.
Hello, I'm Kath Peach. I'm a delegate from North East Leeds CLP. I'm a first timer at conference, so please, Chair, forgive me. I've been trying to raise a point of order and I felt I was missed, so I appreciate this might be slightly an odd time to bring this up, but I couldn't see where else to, so I waited until now. I wish to support the point of order raised earlier in relation to the instructions in our rulebook about voting. I do not understand how a murmur against can be discerned by the Chair from those for. I've never used murmur in voting to establish voting intentions in my own branch or CLP.
Thank you, Delegate.
I am shocked, Chair, to see this pass as acceptable or as time-saving, and respectfully ask the Chair, I realise it wasn't you at the time, to allow at least a show of hands in relation to the NEC report.
Thank you, Delegate. That item has moved on. Nobody called for a vote at the time. It's been accepted and we've moved on from that. So we're going to carry on with it. Yes, thank you, Delegate.
The other point of order that was raised, where's the delegate? Oh, there.
Liam Crowther, Chair and Delegate Hastings and Rye CLP. Chair, per the CAC report 1 and the standing orders of conference, point 5A, voting shall take place in line with the Labour Party rulebook, and voting on resolutions, reports, proposals and references backed shall be by show of hands. I think it's pretty clear to everybody on this conference floor that a murmur is not an indication of support or opposition to a CAC or NEC report, and I would ask that the Chair enforce that. We must have our say at this conference. We must have our say.
Thank you, Delegate.
Again, the issue with Liam with Hastings and Rye, and again, the issue was there where he indicated at the rostrum. Again, the vote wasn't contested at the time, and again, that was 24 hours ago, and again, unfortunately, that vote had been taken and was agreed and passed.
Ian Drummond, Edinburgh East CLP. I love this broad church party where we're all entitled to our own political views and to have a debate, but I don't think we can be entitled to our own facts. There was no vote on the NEC statement yesterday. In fact, Harry told us that it couldn't be referenced back. He didn't say we could vote against. Now, it's actually a very important substantive thing that a lot of this conference wants to vote against, because it includes Ken Loach having to be auto-excluded. It's an absolute disgrace. It's very substantive, and it's gaslighting to say, for example, if you think it's more important than what I was going to say about the young woman who was murdered, then go ahead. That can't stand. And there was no murmur. I don't remember a murmur in Citrine. I remember challenges to the Chair. I remember points of order. I remember that we can still, as a conference, assert our sovereignty and demand that vote now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Delegate. I can feel the sense of feeling and all the points in regards to the vote. I've noted and every point that has been raised, and thank you so much for raising them. It's really appreciated. And on that note, can we have a show of hands in regards to CAC 2 report?
All those in favour.
All those in favour? The CAC 2 report. All those in favour? All those against? That's carried. Thank you.
Another hand up near the back in the corner. If you want to come down and register at a desk, that would save us time, and I would much appreciate it. Colleague? And there was the lady in red. Where is she? I don't want to break into song, but... Oh, she's over here.
Okay. One, point of information. There's an error in the rulebook in Rule 125A. The phrase programme, principles and policy for distinctive and separate propaganda is rendered incorrectly, has been since 2013. This needs to be rectified when the rulebook is updated. 2, a question, how many members have been suspended, expelled or excluded after submitting a delegate registration form and before, let's say, 10 a.m. yesterday? Could the CAC consult conference services and get back to us tomorrow, please? Just let me have my minute and then you can ignore it or whatever. 3, a request.
First of all, I didn't call you.
Could the CAC... You did.
And secondly, you're repeating a point that's already been made. So let's get on and hear. Let's get on and hear the CAC.
Going by the Chair's ruling on Monday, the NEC report still hasn't appeared on the conference agenda so as to be presented to conference properly, as required by Rule 183G and Rule 332B. Could it please be tabled in the next 2 days?
Thank you, Chair. And where's the lady in red?
Regarding, Tim, the rule book issues that have been raised, we'll certainly look at these issues that you've raised. The NEC report, one we've obviously heard, and we'll go back to CAC. We'll be reviewing the situation.
We will now take the vote on the CAC report. Can I see all those in favour of accepting the report? Please show. Thank you. And can I see those against? That is clearly carried. Thank you, Harry and Holly.
Tim Wilkinson, Brighton Pavilion, CLP. A constitutional issue. The NEC is the administrative authority of the party, subject to the control and directions of party conference, Rule 121. Rule 141, the work of the party is under the direction and control of party conference. And crucially, 110.5, the decision of the NEC on interpreting the rules is subject to modification by party conference. That means we must have some way of addressing what the NEC has been up to in the past year, or in this case, 2 years. And we had the famous murmur on Saturday, which was taken as being acceptance of the NEC report. And that was the only point at which the NEC was sort of entered the conference proceedings at all. I tried to move a reference back to it on Saturday, and I was told not only that only policy documents can be referred back and nothing else can, but that I would then be told when I could actually address the NEC report, which I wasn't then told. So, but the question is, can we have the NEC report on the agenda? Because otherwise, the party is utterly failing to uphold its constitutional responsibilities.
Thank you, Delegate.